In this video, I'm going to introduce you to Facebook ads and talk about how they work and how you can use them to promote your funnels. So we can create adverts that promote our product or funnel on Facebook, and we can select a specific group of Facebook users that we want to show the ad to. Of course, this specific group of Facebook users are going to be people that we think are going to be very interested in the product or service we're selling with our funnel. So we show them the ad, and when they click it, they're taken directly to the first step in our funnel. Now we can target people based on intention, interest, behavior, and demographic. So let's look at each of these a bit further. First up, we have intention. Now, Facebook's historical data indicates that a user is likely to either click a website link, engage with a post, convert on a website, for example, sign up to an email list or make a purchase on a website, or even visit a physical location after seeing an ad for that location on Facebook. And users are pooled into these categories, and basically where this intention comes in terms of setting the Facebook ad up is when we select the campaign objective. Now, I'm going to show you that in the next video, but this is where intention comes up in the actual creation process. It's all about the campaign objective. Then we have demographic, which is pretty straightforward when everyone knows what demographic is. It's the age, gender, location, language, and perhaps more in-depth stuff about an audience, such as the household type, their relationship status, whether they have children or not, how old the children are perhaps, and their job type, and even their income bracket. Behavior is basically allowing us to target people on Facebook based on their behaviors, such as people who buy pet products, engaged shoppers. So this means people who've recently purchased through a Facebook ad. They clicked a call to action on a Facebook ad. We can actually target these people specifically. Now, there are so many behaviors, there's literally too many to list. The same for demographic and interests, actually. There are hundreds, maybe thousands. So I'm not going to spend my time listing all of these, but that is basically behaviors. We can target people on Facebook based on their behavior in real life and on Facebook. Then finally, and perhaps the most powerful one, is interests, and it's the most powerful because it's based on personal passions. It's definitely the most widely used way of targeting people on Facebook in the e-commerce community by far. And basically what this allows us to do is target Facebook users based on their interest in a specific topic or set of topics. For example, you can target people based on an interest in yoga, or based on large brand names, music genres that they might listen to, celebrities or movie stars or musicians that they're big fans of, TV shows they watch or have an interest in, magazines they buy or subscribed to or read the online publication of, and also activities and hobbies, which you would assume comes under behavior, but oftentimes you can find activity like yoga is a behavior. Doing yoga is a behavior, but yoga, having an interest in yoga, it's an interest as well. So you can have activities and hobbies that fall under the interests category as well. So in the next video, we're going to go into these in a lot more depth. I'm actually going to show you step by step how to launch a Facebook ad, how to use interests and behaviors and things like that. So you can then go ahead after this section and after this week, you will be able to, you're fully versed in Facebook ads. You can actually go and start promoting your funnels using Facebook ads if you want to start driving traffic and making sales. But before we do that, I have a few other things that we also need to cover, which I'll go through before the end of this week. Now, the first one of those things is stacking, and that allows you to fine-tune your audience targeting. So using a previously used example in the previous slide, let's say we're selling a product that's got a funny quote on it about yoga and gardening. So let's say the quote is "Namaste and do the gardening" or something like that. So I literally just thought of this quote right now, and Namaste and blah 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 is a very popular pun sort of slogan that is being put on t-shirts across loads of different websites right now, and basically means no, I'm going to stay and do the gardening. So it's someone who's interested in yoga and meditation and things like that. They know what Namaste means, like the actual definition of it, but they're also using it because it sounds like no, I'm gonna stay and do something else that I'm interested in. So clearly, people who would buy this are most likely people that are interested in yoga and gardening. So we don't just have to add yoga to interests and perhaps target females, because we know that females are the larger portion of people who are interested in yoga. There's more females interested in yoga than there are males. We can target women of a specific age range who are interested in yoga and multiple other yoga-based interests and activities, as well as an interest in gardening and gardening activities, events, even gardening magazines, etc. So instead of just targeting all women who are interested in yoga, we can target women of a specific age range who are interested in yoga, not just yoga in general, but also very fine-tuned interests, yoga-based interests that only, true yogis would be interested in, as well as an interest in gardening. So really, like, stacking these interests, we're stacking yoga interests with gardening interests to fine tune our audience so that they're basically just people who are interested in yoga and gardening, not just yoga. So I hope that makes sense. We can also add specific yoga brands to this, or specific gardening brands. Adding commercial brands to interests indicates that the audience likely spend money on the interest, so they're financially invested in it and therefore are more likely to make a purchase in gardening or yoga-based advertising and websites on Facebook. Basically, if you add brands to the interest, to the targeting, you're most likely fine-tuning and narrowing that audience down to people who have purchased from a brand. And if that brand is in, a specific niche, then what that indicates to us is that this person has likely spent money in this niche and is very likely to do it again in future. So those are the people you want to target. Now, if I explained that pretty badly, I'm not sure how you found that explanation. Let me know, and I'll try and cover it in a bit more detail, give it a bit more clarity at the end of this week in the live question and answer session.